And now, it's time for Socially Awkward Media
He just
with
said
Levack and Goz. Awkward on 104.5 The Team.
I mean, the guy just said that. Come on, big voice dude. Socially Awkward Media. You tweet at us, either 104.5 The Team, at the Jeff Levack, at Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ, or you go to our Facebook or email or whatever. Basically, if it involves a computer and you send it to us and it's funny, you're going to hear about it during Socially Awkward Media.
Let's start it off with this one. This one comes in from Linda. Linda wrote, if the hashtag Yankees interview hashtag A-Rod for the manager job and he's hired, guess I'll be looking for a new team to root for.
A lot of people say that, and look, there is a part of me that would be very unhappy, but they're my Yankees, and I'm not letting A-Rod take them away from me. And dude, look, you've heard all the mushy stuff with him and J-Lo. Like they go out to dinner, he goes to the bathroom, and he texts her, "Bleep, you look hot." You know, like, dude, they're in that mushy. Like, he's not taking any time away from her, and he wants to do Shark Tank and wear purple lip gloss. Don't worry, it's not going to be A-Rod.
But does the media side of you want A-Rod a little bit? I know the Yankee fan of you doesn't want it, but the sports talk radio host side of you want to talk about A-Rod for years to come right here on the show.
I want two things to happen. Because it came out today that Mattingly will, in fact, be the manager of the Miami Marlins next year. I want the Yankees to sign A-Rod and trade him for Mattingly. Let A-Rod be the Miami manager with Jeter, because that's the odd couple waiting to happen again. And then give us Mattingly. Give me Donnie Baseball.
Okay, we'll see if that happens. Matt wrote this, and Matt wrote, Levack, I don't think the Raiders' story about Derek Carr is true. But if it is, we will find out at the end of the year with guys getting cut. Now, for those who may not remember, what is the story involving Derek Carr and the Raiders?
Allegedly, he's A, Bible thumper, and B, a patriot, and was told his offensive line that they will pray before games. So they said no, and then said, you will not kneel during the anthem. They then knelt during the anthem, and because he stood and did not back them up and also told them not to do it, they allegedly olayed a couple blocks and let him get hurt.
I don't believe it for a second. In 2017, you're telling us nobody could find the film of that happening? Nobody can find the play of it when it happened? I don't find that to be... I got Miko Grimes, the one who broke that story, but Miko in the hit where Carr got hurt was the next game, so those sides don't correlate at all. As for them getting cut at the end of the season, no. It would have happened that week if they're letting their quarterback get blasted like that.
Yeah, and look, Donald Penn's, 32, 33? He doesn't have a lot of more years left in the NFL. The only way this team is going to win the Super Bowl is if Derek Carr is upright. And look, at this point, they're not going to win one now anyway. We got Damon Bruce from the Bay Area, actually from Schenectady. He's a radio host in the Bay Area now. He's going to join us tomorrow to talk about that. But the only chance you have is if Carr's upright. You're not going to let your pride get in the way of a potential Super Bowl ring.
And I'm sure this guy, Jer, is going to be enjoying that. Jer's a 49er fan. He tweeted this into the show about Thursday nights in Richie Incognito. I've noticed nobody ever from the winning teams complained about a Thursday night football game or a London game.
It's true. It's true. But that's... Can you imagine that? Hey, you just won by like 30 points. Yeah, but man, I'm exhausted. I think we need to get rid of these Thursday night games.
I hate this victory. Can we give it to the other team? I'm in a bad mood. I don't want fish and chips.
The NFL's taking over as many nights as they can. They're legally not allowed to play games on Friday or Saturday nights until late in the college football season, until it's almost over, because of the monopoly rules. So, and not the dude with a little monocle, telling you not to pass go, not to collect $200. So they're going to play a game. It's going to be on Thursday right now. And guess what? It's going to get worse, because then they're going to start peppering more and more London games too.
Jason wrote this in. I refer to him as Macadon't. What's a better nickname for Ben McAdoo? Ben Macadon't or Ben Macadoo-doo?
I have another one, but I can't say it on the air. I'm going to go with Ben Maca Unemployed.
Well, Mac, come on. That's not what we're doing there. We're doing plays on his last name. You get it? Macadoo, Macadon't, Macadoo-doo.
Maca done working with the Giants?
That one's not as good. I think Macadoo-doo is funnier.
Maca don't hire this man to run your team.
Andrew tweeted this one into the show. No, he didn't tweet it in. He Facebooked it in. Andrew wrote, please stop Levack and Goz from talking about Carmelo and the New York Knicks. I have to turn the channel because they're such delusional homers.
Look, I delusional, it seems a bit rude. Homer, I'll accept. I've said a million times, enjoy this right now. They're this good right now. Hopefully they can keep it up. I don't think that's not delusional, is it?
No. And if you want to,
you love Melo.
Right. You like the New York Knicks, and I love Carmelo Anthony. Those are our guys. That's our teams. If we want to be a little homerish once in a while, good, because we're sports fans. If you want to pick some teams to root for and you're a little bit more biased for them than ever before, I'm cool with that. Will I defend Carmelo Anthony more so than maybe other people? Yeah. I don't think I've hit delusional yet, and Levack's going to defend his Knicks. Maybe he crosses the line. What's about? But cool. That's about being a fan. If I'm going to be called the delusional homer for defending Melo and you defending your teams, we'll take it. But we don't go that
delusional
far.
Is strong.
It is.
And delusional is a little
far.
Homer, I'll accept.
Yes.
And look, I've told you from the day I signed on, I'm a fan with the microphone. That's what it's all about, kids.
Donald wrote this in. Donald wrote, how about an idea for a future segment here, guys? Listener input. GM for the day. What moves would you make for a team that you follow? It can be for any team.
I like that idea, but I'd rather do it through, like add a hashtag and just tweet them in and we'll read them.
Yes, GM for a day would be better with a hashtag or a blog that we would post because Levack and I can't do a whole segment on fans of the Utah Jazz and what they do for the Jazz. We can't. We can't do a segment about Dan America's Detroit Lions. I don't know how many people would still be rolling with us. If it's an online thing, Donald, best of luck with the hashtags and social media posts. Maybe someone will catch on with you. You guys can do it all the time, but maybe with New York teams in the offseason, we might be able to pull that off. Tim wrote this one in. Levack, this is also the second time your name was spelled wrong on Socially Awkward Media this week. This time it was spelled Leveque. Again,
Interesting.
The Jeff Levack is the Jeff with two F's. Levack.
That's it, yes.
Tim wrote, Levack likes to talk smack about Carmelo not being a good teammate. He's kind of like Carmelo of 104.5 The Team because everything has to run through him and he doesn't give credit to anybody else. LOL.
Is that me?
I wrote back to Tim, I wrote, none of that is true, except I would like people to defend Carmelo Anthony more. I felt like that was a little too strong.
I think you should ask me before you have that thought.
That was a great comeback. Somebody wrote this one in. I just forgot their name. You read to me off the air. I think his name is Nathan who wrote this in about Cloverfield.
Oh, no, I want to read that
one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. That's yours.
I'm just kidding.
Nathan, I think it's your name. I just missed it. Wrote this one in. He wrote, J.J. Abrams has said that Cloverfield movies are supposed to be an anthology, not direct sequels.
Right. So an anthology... so different characters.
Ryan
different
wrote that in.
Places,
I don't know where I thought of Nathan.
Different things, but it's still all part of the Cloverfield universe. Just like the Avengers and Captain America are basically anthology, but it's all part of the same story.
Hang on. That confused me a little bit.
So the Captain America movies are different stories in the Avengers universe.
Okay.
They're not exactly sequels, but they all tie together in the end. The Cloverfield movies will all tie together in the end, even though it won't. Like, you're not going to have... I can't think of the guy who was holding the camera who gets stepped on at the end of the first movie. Like, you're not going to have him in a bunch of the Cloverfield movies, but it will appear to be all part of the same alien invasion tie-in of some variety.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
So it's the same universe.
Right.
Like, Spider-Man's in the Marvel universe now. Finally, we're back where he belongs. And so is Captain America, but they're anthology more than they are just working together.
I got you. And speaking
they do some sick crossovers, man.
Speaking about working together, Goldstein from Death Wish Coffee tweeted this into the show, and he wrote, I've worked with 25 people for a year and a half and just met everybody last month. We're talking about not knowing people in your office. I mean, this happens? People don't know each other who they work with? I had no idea that was a thing.
Well, it's your job to introduce them to me.
That's my job. Right, of course.
Wait. Don't have to give you credit for it.
I mean, I know everybody in the building. I thought there's one guy I didn't know who I met yesterday, but everybody else I feel like I've met.
There's two that I don't know.
There's two you don't know.
We got a dude. Did you know we have a dude working here named Jack who sells websites?
I said that yesterday. I had no idea.
You didn't know? There's two more I still don't know. But Jack, I went and had beers with. He's a good dude.
Really?
If you ever want to buy a website, call me. I'll hook you up with Jack.
That Jack you got beers with? I thought there was another guy who sometimes goes out and sells national stuff.
I have a friend named Jack, but this is a different Jack. You don't know Jack.
That's very good. It's another. What? No, don't clap in the other studio. That's.
I want credit for that. I want credit for that. I get all the credit. You don't know what you're doing.
If I don't know somebody in the building, can I start calling them by different names and see if they'll respond? I watch a show called Broad City.
Only.
Yeah.
If you videotape it.
Okay. There's a show I watch called Broad City. It's fantastic. There's a guy who works here who looks like the character from the show named Bevers. I want to start calling somebody here named Bevers and see if he responds. Because he looks just like him.
Is he on this? What station is he on?
He's not on a station.
Oh, sales guy?
I don't think he's a sales guy. I don't know what he does. I don't know who he is. I just know he's walking around the building.
Really?
He's got a beard. He's got a big beard.
Is his name Jeff?
Not you.
I have a big beard.
That is socially awkward media, by the way.
I want credit for my big beard. No one has a beard like me.
Facebook.com/1045 the team. At the Jeff Levack. It's Levack.
That's right.
And at Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ on Twitter.
You did it wrong. I am the only one who can do it right.
Jeez. Clearly, you're not a fan of Tim.
No, I love that. No, that Tim one is phenomenal. I love it.
We're getting more submissions for Ben McAdoo nicknames, by the way. Dan wrote in Ben McAdoodle. Somebody wrote in Ben McAscoop Poop.
I got one here. Joe Calderon. Knicks in the finals in 3 years. I like that. I think 2 to 3 years is fair. But then again, I'm a delusional homer, Joe, so you don't want to agree with me. I don't want to take credit for that statement as well.